I had a huge month where I made 10 G's
I think you told me about this.
in like, I think it was, or maybe it was year 2 or something. I'm not sure what year it was, but basically it was just a ridiculous month. And then the next month I made absolutely no money, and it was just completely zero consistency, just one huge month. And I remember thinking like, yo, this is it. Like I've made it. I went and like bought loads of shit, basically spent
Nice.
all the money, right? Spent all the money, and then I was like, the next month made literally zero, lost everything. It will definitely come back to me. It will come back to me. I think it was something about the chess or the TikTok or something. But anyway,
Okay.
it's when it comes back, I'll let you know.
All right, sweet. Yeah. So how's your week been, bro?
Bro, it's been a good week.
Yeah.
So I'm going to refer to him as JJ, as the person which I'm doing the sort of business venture stuff with. So if I
Okay, cool.
mention JJ, that's who I'm referring to.
Okay. Is that his name or is that like an
That's
alias?
his English name.
Okay.
I'm going to mess up his real name, I'll be real.
All
So he goes by JJ.
right. Say no more. Yeah.
But we had a really good meeting, a really realistic meeting actually, about what is actually feasible. We were going through some stuff about trying to change the whole industry, and it was just like, right, what can we actually do? And yeah, he'd agreed to come on the pod.
Oh, nice.
I think to
Brilliant.
really articulate the business venture, I sort of need to set the scene. So I might save that for when we talk about that more in depth. But yeah, I'm going to set the scene. But it's essentially around prop firms and trading. PhD is going well. I've got my next supervision meeting next Thursday, so that'll be 3 months officially in, which is kind of crazy. That's flown by, bro. That's
Bro,
flown by.
how is it? How is it nearly April?
Bro, this whole
Don't you
year
think?
is just going crazy.
Like, genuinely, it's insane. Yeah.
Is it normally what the start of the year goes like January goes slow and then it goes quick and it goes like slow again, something like that.
I think it's all quick, man. To be
Yeah,
honest,
there's no time. It's just
like I can't. Well, like we're nearly at the end of the first quarter. Do you know what I mean? Okay, cool. I feel like your prop firm business idea probably deserves its own like podcast episode. What do you think? It sounds like there's like a lot of explaining. Or I guess, yeah, go on.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of explaining. It would even be better to have him on as well.
Yeah.
Just as like a.
We'll save it for him when he's here. Yeah, for sure. Cool.
How's your week been though, bro?
Yeah, man. My week's been good. So I sent you that message on WhatsApp. Like I've officially kind of pivoted to fitness now. So I've kind of I've just got my brain in a completely different gear, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, this is what I was chatting to you about. Well, when we were discussing ideas for the podcast, this is what I was going to tell you. So so for this fitness niche, I was asking my coach, what person do you think I should target? So last time we discussed that a niche is just a person and a problem. And the LBA has they weight like warm outreach to your network highly. So they really encourage like basically like reaching out to everyone that you know for customer acquisition. So I said to my coach, when I was thinking of niches, I was like, what shall I optimize for? Shall I optimize for short-term client acquisition and strictly make doctors the person that I'm serving in my niche? But the issue is, I don't think doctors don't necessarily have the most money, despite what people think.
All time.
Especially NHS doctors. I think private's completely different kettle of fish, but I don't have any private doctors in my network. So I said to my coach, you know, like I can target doctors, but they don't necessarily have the optimum purchasing power for a 2K offer. So do I optimize for short-term client acquisition or like long-term ideal positioning? Does that make sense?
That makes sense, yeah.
And he said something that was quite interesting. He said, basically how you should think of it is you should target the person who best suits your attributes, who you could help the most given your unique skills and attributes. Does that make sense?
Right. Okay. That makes sense.
It might just be easier if I read out what he said. So he said, yeah, man, I think the way to feel about this is less should I work with doctors and more who is out there that would see me as the best overall fit. Like if Ed Clark works with people, who thinks, damn, I want to work with Ed Clark. He's so fill in the blank.
Okay.
And then he linked this like fitness brand called Nerd Fitness. And he said, take a look at this page and really read it. That's a person who understands that fitness advice is a dime a dozen. What his people needed was somebody who really understands them. So I was journaling about this and I realized that there's a concept in business called product market founder fit. Have you heard of this?
I don't think so.
Really? Okay. Yeah. So this is kind of what I'm starting to understand. So yeah, essentially the founder has to fit the product. So the founder has to have the talent to create the product, an interest in for the product to be good and be useful. They have to be interested in the product in order to have the motivation to build it. And they have to have some kind of unique advantage that gives them a competitive edge in the marketplace. Does that make sense?
That will make sense, yeah.
So I think for me, like fitness was my product founder fit for sure. But then you also need product market fit. So the product has to be something that the market wants and needs. And it also has to be something that the market can afford.
Right? Yeah.
But then not only that, but then you need to have founder market fit. And this is what I was basically discussing with my coach. And it's the founder has to understand and empathize with the market for the sales and marketing, right? We talked last time about how you have to have very specific, you have to use very specific language that targets your market's pain.
Yeah.
Right. So you have to understand the market and you also have to a degree enjoy working with the market, and your unique set of skills and attributes has to complement the market's needs so that you are the obvious fit for them. Does that make sense? So it's like an intricate interlocking jigsaw that contains 3 pieces, and you have to elegantly snap all of them together in order to make a business that will work. Does that make sense?
That does make sense. So yeah. Then are you about to say then that through that theory you've come up with something?
Exactly, yeah. So after I had this discussion with him, I went through all of my personal attributes that I have. So I am a doctor, obviously. I would say I'm good at teaching. And I've got evidence for all of these attributes as well. I am good at making spreadsheets. I'm a working professional, and I would say I'm also good at behavioral engineering. So designing systems to stop bad habits and continue good habits. And so sorry, I think your mic cut out for a sec, but we're all good. No, that's all good. So with me being a doctor, my ideal customer is someone who is probably skeptical of bro science trainers, and they value the credibility of a doctor in terms of they can trust what you say and they see it as a risk reduction. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So actually, I think targeting doctors would not be my ideal customer avatar, because they wouldn't really value the title of a doctor. Does that make sense? Because to them, it's just normal. Like, I
Oh, interesting. That's like our status conversation we had last week.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So my ideal customer would actually probably not be a doctor because they wouldn't value that title. Does that make sense? So it would be someone who is quite skeptical of everything, and they want the reassurance that of like a doctor telling them this is the right thing to do. And then in terms of like, I'm good at teaching, my ideal customer would be confused about the science of gaining muscle, losing fat, and overwhelmed by conflicting advice. So that unique attribute would ideally benefit them. In terms of spreadsheets, like I can make spreadsheets to calculate your macro requirements, track your diet, workout programs, etc. And so my ideal customer would be someone who lacks structure and fails when it's left to their intuition. And they enjoy like data-driven frameworks. Does that make sense? And then so on and so forth. So basically, you name an attribute, you say how that attribute is helpful in whatever industry, and then basically your ideal customer lacks that attribute, and that's someone who you should be targeting. So I actually came up with a whole load of ideal customer attributes, and I've categorized them. So psychographically, they're intelligent, skeptical, data-driven. They want to understand why. They're confused. They feel confused and overwhelmed and frustrated. And they probably like started fitness. They've listened to advice and it's not worked for them, right? They're time and energy constrained. Another one was like, I'm a working professional, so I've built systems to negate time and energy constraints. Yeah. So my ideal customer would be time and energy constrained, etc., etc. So I've kind of listed them all out. And then I've made like a 1-sentence customer avatar summary, and I've given them a name. I've called them Brian. So basically, whenever I'm going to redo all my 20 niche ideas with Brian in mind, because I know that I can serve Brian best. Or Brian is like the ideal fit for my skill set.
So then it's how to access the Brians as well.
Yeah, and then with all of my sales and marketing, I'll be mentioning all of the complaints that Brian has, you know, so that they feel seen.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, this person gets me. You know, does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So that was my week basically.
Bro, that's nice. That is nice. And did you discuss that with the mentor? Is that all peer analyzed as well?
So I haven't discussed the only thing. No, so I haven't discussed the Brian bit with my mentor. No, but he said like once you've made they recommend at least 20 niches. And the reason why is because it's funny. It actually gets easier the more niches you make, and your mind just starts to get creative. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I remember last time you did like CEOs that whatever did something. I was like, that's crazy.
So he was like, you need to make at least 20 and really stretch your mind. And then he said, once you've got 20, send them to me. And then we can pick them together. So, but yeah, I just know all of what I just told you about the product market founder fit. I'd actually heard that from Naval Ravikant. I know I keep bringing this guy up, but yeah, he's got this podcast on how to get rich. And I remember he mentioned it, and then as soon as my coach kind of gave me that feedback about you need someone who's the ideal fit for you, it made me think of that. And I remember listening to this. For those who don't know, by the way, just to give some context, Naval Ravikant, he is an angel investor. And he has made this software called AngelList that connects angel investors to founders who want startup capital.
Wait, that's crazy, actually.
Yeah.
How did I not know this? Wait, what?
Do you not know that?
I don't think I knew that. I was thinking as well, like, how anonymous does he keep himself? Like, I feel like I can't picture his face. Or
yeah, so he's very low key. He's been on a few podcasts, and he's got this rule for himself where he doesn't want to repeat himself twice. So he doesn't go on many podcasts because he only wants to kind of give original insights that are new. Yeah. So he's been on Joe Rogan. He's been on Modern Wisdom. He's been on a few now. He's been around for a while. But yeah, he's very low key, and I think he said he wants to be like rich and anonymous, not famous and poor. You know?
Yeah.
Which is kind of, I think that's what everyone wants, really. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like that.
So anyway, yeah. I remember listening to this podcast by him, and he said that when you're looking at your skills and attributes, he said basically you have to look backwards. Really, all the skills and attributes that you have, they sort of solidify by the time you're 25, right? Like that's kind of when your brain becomes less plastic, and that's when you start to lose your like unique edge in whatever field. Yeah. So what you have to do is, if you're at 25, which I am, you have to look back at your life and see where you uniquely excel, or like where people come up to you asking for advice on a particular thing, or what your parents have noticed that you excel in more than other kids, and those are kind of your unique advantages that you should lean into. Right. So anyway, yeah, that's been my week basically.
Wow, bro. That's pretty. From last week when we discussed this, it was like, I was thinking, I was about to swear then. Is this family friendly?
Well, I think you can swear. I think it's fine. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I want to. Basically, what happened last week with the complete change in lane was like,
yeah.
Oh my god! And now it's like, okay, now you're onto this. So I think, direction-wise, the mentorship is putting you in the right frames of mind for where you're going. So I think solid week on, you had an issue, you've solved it, you know what you're doing going forward. I'm excited to see these 20 niches, and then which one. Do you choose a certain amount? How does that work?
So how have I done it? Do you know what? Let me get my workbook up and I'll read.
Can you share screens, or is it?
Oh, can I share my screen? I'm happy to.
Yeah, you don't have to. I'm just.
No. I'm more than happy to. Wait, let me just figure this out. It's not. It's the first time I've. Okay, let's see. Share. Oh, I can't. Okay.
Cold.
Oh, the only thing I'm thinking is
the private stuff.
No, just would the LBA be happy with me sharing the workbook? Actually, I might not feel it.
Don't do that.
Yeah. No,
I thought this was going to be like your Notion stuff or something.
No. This is like the workbook.
Yeah. Don't do that.
Okay, cool.
Don't do that.
Okay, fine. I'll just read them out to you. Also, bro, I was thinking we need to post these on Spotify, because my brother was speaking to me and he was like, it's good, but realistically, you can't listen to it on YouTube. Do you know what I mean? So
that's what my dad said as well.
Yeah. I think I'll figure out a way to put it on Spotify. It can't be difficult.
No.
Okay, cool. So I mean, this list of niches was before I kind of came up with my ideal customer avatar. So I'm gonna have to kind of redo them with Brian in mind. But my first, I'll just go with person and problem. So with fitness, it's quite unique in that there's really two ultimate problems. It's like too much fat or too little muscle, or both, you know? So really, you have to kind of split the problem. Well, I split it into, it's an outcome problem, but also a constraints problem. So really, the problem isn't just that they have too much fat. The problem is like they work a demanding job and they have no energy, and that's the problem you're actually trying to solve to get them to the outcome.
Right.
So the first one was UK registrars, which is just a senior level of doctor, and the problem was they've got postgraduate exams and that's taking up all their time, therefore they can't go to the gym. The second one was UK consultants, and the problem was they kind of stepped up into a leadership responsibility at work. They're about to start a family, and now they've got no time. The next one was corporate professionals, and so on and so forth. I'm not gonna drag this out. So yeah, I just need to. I don't think I need to redo all of these entirely. I've got 15, but I just need to tweak them with Brian in mind.
Yeah, exactly, because those are doctoral people or whatever.
Yeah, and I don't think doctors are as we discussed, my ideal customer avatar.
That's actually really interesting.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, that's really interesting that the conclusion is then, you know, relating to the status conversation. Like, to me, you know, I'm not, you know, I potentially could be the Brian or whatever, but because I do see doctors as like credible or whatever.
Yeah.
It's interesting to know that if you're in the doctoral space, it's just like, yeah, doctor, like it's a minor thing.
Yeah, it's not. I think doctors don't see other doctors as impressive. Well, they don't see them as an authority figure, for sure. Even just speaking for myself, like I don't see other doctors as authority figures. You know,
it does make sense if you're on that level anyway, and then you got to look up whatever. It just doesn't,
because it's like, why would I listen to you? We already have like basically the same level of knowledge, relatively speaking.
Yeah.
So you don't have anything to offer me above what I already
know. Yeah, the perceived information that they know is going to be much less than someone that isn't a doctor.
Exactly. The information gap is, well, there isn't one. There isn't a perceived one. Whereas the information gap between me and you do perceive that.
Yeah, correct.
You know,
yeah.
And so you want me to bridge the gap for you, and that's where you find value in the credibility of a doctor.
No, I think that's hella smart as well. I think that's hella smart.
Yeah. So I think I am still going to reach out to doctors just because, you know, I might as well try. You know, some of them might see value in the other things that I have, you know, like my transformation pictures and strength metrics and whatnot.
Yeah.
But it's not the ideal. It's not ideal. It's not what I'm thinking of when I'm making YouTube videos or making like landing pages or etc. You know, making video sales letters. Who I'm thinking of when I'm doing all the copywriting for all of those sales and marketing assets is Brian. Yeah. And I think it's helpful to specifically have a name. Do you know what I mean? Because the thing is, like, there's like a list of 20 different things that constitutes Brian, but it's hard to keep those in your head all at once. Does that make sense?
Yeah, one of my famous like mentor traders speaks about Johnny as their trader person with all these traits. So I think it's a good thing to do.
For sure, bro.
Whoa, bro. Well, that's hard. When we go on.
I was gonna say, I think all of this is valuable, but I don't want to get too bogged down with the theory. That's the only concern that I have at this stage. Is this is all just theoretical, and I think it's very easy just to be like an armchair entrepreneur where you just kind of think for ages and don't actually execute. Like this is kind of the easy part, you know, like I'm just in my room. It's not uncomfortable. I'm not having to speak to people.
Yeah, you can brainstorm with AI and just...
Yeah, so I think I'm really, really keen to just get started. I'm also keen to move out, because I told myself once I finish the niche and the offer, then I'll move out, and that will allow me to make content and start taking discovery calls and whatnot. So yeah, I'm just like, I don't want to rush the process, because I'm aware that the most important thing is traveling in the right direction. You know, like there's no point going all steam ahead when you're pointing in the wrong direction. Does that make sense? And I think this initial phase, this ideation phase, is almost like orienting you on what direction to execute. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I was going to ask you about the moving out situation, actually.
Yeah,
I think we
please.
spoke about it last time, but then we didn't properly get into it. Obviously, this is your like private life, but I was
No, it's
interested
okay. No,
in
it's fine.
what is there like? Are you actively looking for your own place now?
Do you know what? I'm not, but from my experience when I've moved out previously, landlords tend to want you to move in straight away.
Yeah.
And I think like, and also what I found with the rental market is you can like a place, you can save it, and then it will go like the next day or the next week.
Literally happened to me.
So there's no point doing loads of research, finding loads of options that then just go by the time I come to moving out. So so I think like yeah, and also I want to single task. I want to focus on one thing at a time. Like I know myself, and I'm not great at multitasking, like having two objectives simultaneously that you're working towards. Like I would rather just spend all of my focus figuring my niche out, figuring my offer out, and then parking it once I know it's fine, which I think it will be in the next, I think I'll finish my offer definitely by next Thursday, because my next coaching call is next Thursday, and that was the commitment that I made. So like niche done by next Thursday, and then hopefully offer done by the following Thursday, and then like 2 weeks on Thursday, that's when I'll go all in on looking for places, going to viewings, you know, calculating my runway, what's my budget. So that's my plan. Yeah, go on.
But you're not gonna, you're still gonna be a doctor though?
Yeah, I'm gonna be another reason why I want to move out is because a lot of you know, letting agencies and landlords, they want to see proof of income.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't they? So because I'm gonna be essentially unemployed from August, I'm not gonna have like a contract that I can just give them to prove my income.
Yeah, so get your foot in the door first.
So it needs to be before I finish in August that I move out, just for like for the whole process to be frictionless. Do you know? Does that make sense? I think if I told them, look, I'll pay for the year up front, they'd give it to me. But I want to.
That's cold.
But I have the liquidity to do that, but I'd rather not. Because it means I couldn't use that money for other things that would make money in the next year. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, exactly.
I don't want to be in that position. So yeah, I think like in 2 weeks that'll be my main focus. But my Dima's pressing me to do it because I've been living with my parents for like.
How long's it been?
It's been like 8-9 months now. I was end of June 2025, so July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. Yeah, so 9 months. Oh my god.
How's that been? How would you reflect on that? The 9 months?
It's definitely been very interesting. I've definitely acclimatized to it, but at the start it was difficult, for sure.
I remember you called me one time, and it was like you'd bought some gym stuff or whatever, or like a pull-up bar or whatever. And I can't remember the conversation, but obviously you go to an outside gym. But I was like thinking, like, I don't know.
What were you thinking? Go on, just be honest. What were you thinking?
Well, I think initially I was like, you want to be out the house, right? So it's like any gym equipment. I was like, I'm thinking, because I think you're doing it maybe to save money, or I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But then just thinking about it, then actually having gym equipment is just fire, because like there's times when you haven't got time to, you know, hit a couple sets or whatever. But I was like thinking about if I was living at home. I mean, I don't know our living situations. It's so nuanced, but I would probably be out the house. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I've got like a little sister running about as well, and like it's just chaos. So it's just completely nuanced. But
well, to be honest, I think buying that pull-up bar was a mistake. The reason why I did it was, as you say, to save money. I was spending like £55 a month on this this like bougie gym, which I could have like gone to like the pure gym or the gym, but they were always just busy. And
Mm,
honestly, the main issue was just how busy they were. They were packed, and I wanted a place that was like I could actually train in efficiently. So yeah, and also I wanted to train with my little brother because I've trained with my older brother, and I think it's quite a bonding experience when you have a gym partner, you know,
mm.
because you guys go to the gym
Bro,
every
when we
day.
go gym together, it's so fire.
Yeah,
Like,
like you kind of go to the gym every day, you talk in between sets. It's like I think you really bond with someone when you go to the gym with them all the time.
mm,
And my brother's like a very quiet kid. He's 8 years younger than me,
wow.
and I think essentially he's like I moved out to uni, and my brother had moved out during his teenage years, so he's kind of grown up like an only child, and I think that's just made him quite introverted. So I was
Mm.
like, I think the gym will be good for us to bond, like kind of have a bond.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
definitely.
but it's funny. We we started training together for like a month, and then he didn't do great in one of his exams, and my parents were like, "Okay, you can't go gym now."
Really?
Yeah, yeah,
That's nutsy.
yeah. They were like, "You need to be focusing on work. You need to be revising." So
So there wasn't any other bad. There was no bad habits to eliminate. It had to be the good habit of gym.
this is like a whole conversation. I mean, yeah, this is like a
Mm.
whole conversation. But that was my childhood experience as well. Like it was just stay in your room and work. Um,
Mm.
yeah, for sure. So um,
Is he
so
trying to be a doctor?
uh, he wants to do trading.
Oh, that brother.
Bro,
Okay.
yeah, no, he really wants to do trading, Felix. Um, yeah,
Mm.
he's I
And
can't
how?
I can't say too much on this, but yeah, he's
Yeah,
very interested.
that's fair. I can imagine as well how your parents like if you're talking about trading as in like for
Mm,
JP or like independently on his ones trading.
mm, mm,
I can I sort of had a similar reaction with my parents at one point where
mm,
like my dad well, actually I won't say that, but yeah, different family members were like more supportive of it versus others.
yeah.
And I know the feeling of when it's like, especially when things aren't going well, it's like,
Hmm.
yeah.
No, bro, he really wants to do trading. Like he was telling me basically, if he could, he wouldn't go to uni and he'd just trade. You know, um,
Mm,
bro, let's talk about your trading. Like,
sure, bro.
can we discuss how you got introduced to it, and
Mhm. Yeah,
what
yeah.
inspired you to start?
Um, okay, so initially it all started in lockdown in
Okay.
COVID. Uh, I just got this job at Home Bargains, and I was like living at home, and I was making like for my age, I felt like pretty good money, and I wasn't paying rent, and and I was like, where do I put this money? And I was like, because I want to make more money. I couldn't gamble because I'm like sub 18 or whatever, and I'm like, I need to just scale this. So initially, it was investing, and I was just like putting my money in stocks and stuff with relatively high leverage. And then I thought that was trading at the time, like just investing with large amounts, like just doing um, sort of like scalp trades. Then it would have been first year uni. I like was this. I lived in a flat in a house, and this dude was doing actual trading with through prop firms where he was funded by people. Shout out Cam Newton.
Big shout out.
I haven't spoken to that kid in ages, to be fair. But he initially opened my eyes to what it could be.
Hmm.
So then I basically transitioned from investing to day trading, and then yeah, he didn't really we didn't really share strategies or anything like that. I sort of was left on my ones to sort of work it out. So for a good like year, was just straight losing money, bro. Like no idea what was going. Essentially, just gambling. And then in the second year, I then started to like work out what prop firms were, who was scammy. Like this time as well, it was crazy amount of scams and stuff and courses because like it was a huge boom in trading industry. Like if you look at a graph and it's like COVID, it's like so people saw this opportunity and just started making scammy ass products. And I fell into a couple of those and I was like, okay, this is just yeah. And then from the get-go, I was like, I'm gonna stick at this. And yeah, basically stuck to it. Over time, developed, then went through Forex, that was just sus, and then it basically came through, ended up at futures, which is just essentially another instrument you can trade. And then I fell into basically as you go along as a trader, you want to just work out what works for you. Because like there's probably loads of there are loads of millionaire Forex traders, and there's loads of millionaire like crypto bros. You just gotta like what works for you. And then you just narrow it down even to the actual time of when you're trading. So everything is like sort of repeated. And you just home in on one area. And then yeah, that was probably like the third year where I actually started passing prop firms. And then I had you might know this, but I had a huge like the boys will know this. I had a huge month where I made 10 G's.
I think you told me about this.
In like, I think it was, or maybe it was year 2 or something. I'm not sure what year it was, but basically it was just a ridiculous month. And then the next month I made absolutely no money, and it was just completely zero consistency, just one huge month. And I remember thinking like, yo, this is it. Like I've made it. I went and like bought loads of shit, basically spent all the money, right? Spent all the money, and then I was like, the next month made literally zero, lost everything, as in like lost all my funded accounts, not the 10K. But that put in the perspective of like the actual bank, like it hit my bank balance, the money. So I was like, okay, this is real. And then I guess I was just not chasing that, but I knew what was possible.
It's possible,
that.
Yeah.
And then so you just went hella loud. I don't know if that's my headset or yours.
Shit, I don't know.
I think it's good. This will be me. And then yeah, now I'm at whatever year it is, funded with Top Step. I'm just building up wealth now, bro. Like I'm just trying to scale these accounts up. A big thing I'm focusing on now is like just the consistency. So I don't want to have 1 month where I make like 8 G's and then I'm like whatever. I just want it to be nice and consistent over time. And that's actually way more. If you're bringing this to someone as a portfolio, they don't want to see that. They want to see like that.
Yeah.
So, and that's the consistency instead of just your fucking gambling, essentially. So that's what I'm trying to do. By the end of this year, I've got goals I want to hit. I'm doing a 3-year-long PhD. I'm going to funnel the money into the trading, and then hopefully over time, I can build this portfolio and then just scale it up, really, bro.
Bro, it's funny. Out of curiosity, in your first year, how much money did you lose? How much money did you invest and how much money did you lose?
Is this probably, well, this is the beauty about prop firms. So not that much, honestly. Maybe like 1,000 maybe, or just over 1,000. The beauty with prop firms,
it's not terrible.
No, for the people that don't know, with a prop firm, I'm not just like taking my own capital, like say I have like 5K and I'm putting it in an account and I lose it all and I've lost 5K. It's not like that at all. I'm going to a company, I'm taking one of their challenges, it's literally called that, where they offer you capital of like 50, 100K or whatever, and you pay a tiny fee. So in your brain, it's like, okay, I'm paying 50 quid to have 100K of capital. But the distance to pass is 97% of people don't pass. So only 3% of people pass. So it's like this loop of only the elitists pass and get the capital, and all the other 97% just fail and just keep paying whatever. But the beauty of it is it's not that expensive. So I probably took, I don't know, however much it was, and probably about £1,000, so maybe like 50 challenges or whatever. But yeah, I think the issue was during uni, you don't have an income. I only had a job at uni in like my third year where I was like running Domino's. So for like the whole start, I'm just running off like what my mum gives me. So it's not enough to, and obviously I want to go out, have a social life. Like just, I was just living, the degenerate
Mm,
lifestyle.
mm.
Until, yeah, so all the people that are like on it at a younger age will be ahead of me, to be honest. Sounds like your brother like has already got his head switched on with it. Um, so yeah, not much money, to be honest, bro. Not much money.
Okay, interesting. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I was about to say, bro. I think we have discussed this because what you were saying about in your second year making that 10K,
Mm.
and that kind of broke your limiting beliefs,
Mm.
and it made you, yeah, believe it was actually possible. That was the exact same experience I had, but with YouTube. I got really lucky. One of my, I think it was the second video or maybe third video.
Got like
And
a milli.
yeah, bro. And I made this video, no bullshit, whilst I was on holiday in Portugal. I used my iPhone for the mic. I put a sock over my iPhone to kind of stop the plosives, which is where when you say P and B, it sounds
Mm.
quite loud and harsh. So yeah, I used my iPhone for the mic. I used the free Apple software for
iMovie.
iMovie. Yeah, I used iMovie, and it was faceless. I just used pictures from Google that I kind of did a small animation where they kind of zoom in to them between cuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I used PowerPoint or I used Keynote for the thumbnail.
Mm.
Like really basic shit. And yeah, man, I put it up, and it got no traction. And then I think like 2 months later, it just got loads of traction out of
Really?
nowhere.
That's
Yeah,
interesting. It's like delayed.
bro, really delayed. And then I think it got like, I think it literally went from like no views to maybe like 10,000 views in a week, and then 50,000 the next week, and then
Mad.
yeah, and then it got to 1 mil. Yeah, it was like just
Mad.
the curve was exponential, and and then that got me my first 1,000 subscribers, and that got my channel monetized.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, and because for those who don't know, you need 1,000 subscribers and a certain amount of watch time to get monetized, and that also made me my first K online. And I used that K to buy this mic, actually, this mic. Yeah, and then that really like that really kind of got me hooked, because I was like, oh shit, this is possible, like I can do this. So yeah, and I think everyone, I was quite lucky because I had that quite early on. Like it sounds like you were like, it's impressive that you were grinding for a year before you had that payoff.
Maybe even 2, to be honest, or maybe yeah. But
What kept you motivated during that time?
oh, that's a good question, bro. I think part of it was right. You know, wasn't the best at football, wasn't the best at maths, wasn't the best at whatever. Like I've not been like completely proficient in something, and I was like, if there's anything to be proficient in, this has crazy potential, crazy life lessons to take away from it. If I should put my energy and focus into something, I should do it on that. And I think I just stuck with it, and I was just like, I just really wanted it to work, and I wasn't gonna give up, and I'm still not gonna give up. Like I'm not made it now. Like things are going chill, but like there's still so much more I want to do. And I just, yeah, maybe it was like the classic bro, like those reels where it's just like motivation and discipline and stuff. I had definitely had a bit of that where I was like, I'm not letting this go. I think reviewing like what I had at the time, I was sort of, I didn't have any other prospects. I don't think. I think it. Luckily, I'd come across it because it's extremely niche as well. It's not a general thing people know about, especially the prop firm thing. And I was like, this is it. This is the way to get out. I fell into like different communities of people that had made it or whatever, or perceived to have made it, and I just sort of really thought I'd try it myself. And
how successful was your friend? That friend that you mentioned who you saw at uni?
Oh, good question. So I don't think he does it anymore. I think he works for a bank or just like a finance firm, just as like an analyst or whatever, like as a grad essentially.
Okay.
I think at the time he was relatively successful with it. I never got the vibe that it was like yo, like rollies type shit. I never got that vibe, but I got the vibe that it was profitable.
Was he profitable?
I believe he was profitable. Yeah.
Okay.
It was quite tight knit. Like we weren't like we were boys at the time, but we weren't like at the level where we could speak about that much
Like exact
finance
numbers
and stuff and like exact numbers. No, exactly. So I never really knew, but yeah, I believe he doesn't do it anymore. Only because I assume it would be in like his LinkedIn or maybe it's behind closed doors because if you're working in finance, maybe it's conflicting interests or whatever. I don't know.
Do you think maybe I was about to say perhaps him being profitable was what inspired you and made you kind of keep pushing for those 2 years? Do you think that has anything to do with it or not really?
Maybe because it's like, oh, if my man can do it right here and he's him, how can I not do it? Potentially, it's a bit of that. Like I don't think to be honest, not to be like a dickhead, but I don't think I put him on a crazy pedestal where I was like, oh, like I cannot, like this guy's just nutty. I think it was more like, oh, sort of whatever you can do, I can do. Whatever I can do, someone else can do. Like I sort of live by that as well. That's like the same thing with like Harry. It's like, bro, like I can do this, like you can do this. It's not you just got just whatever.
Bro, I'm just trying to think because I'm just trying to kind of psychoanalyze you and figure out how you kept going for 2 years, because 2 years is a long time, bro.
I think fundamentally it's got to be the prospect of getting rich quicker than anything else you can do. Besides, obviously, creating a business and a successful, scalable business. But the risk to reward is, from what I've seen so far, just the best thing there is. Maybe if we don't have the factors of like risk and all that, just general, you put X amount of money in and you could get X out. It's unbelievable. So I think, and obviously the tiny entry barrier of like 50, 60 quid for a challenge. The only thing that's stopping you from making crazy money is your skills. It's something that I think that was another big thing. Is like I wanted to do something which I could learn for free. So like there was a time where I was doing like editing or like things which I could just, all I needed was a PC, my brain, and I could just practice. And trading was one of those things you could practice for so cheap. All the data is free. You just need to just work on your craft, work on your psychology. So I think I was like, the only difference between me getting rich or whatever is just my skills. It's not an entry capital issue.
Yeah. I think as well, this goes back to the founder products fit that we talked about previously. For me, at least, I really enjoyed making YouTube videos. Like I really enjoyed the whole process. I enjoyed scripting it. Like I quite liked. I could imagine, because the videos that I made, they were almost like, they were kind of dramatic. They were very optimized for viewership. I was trying to like get views because that's how I thought you made money. So I remember I really enjoyed like making the cliffhangers, editing it, Like when the ELC title would come out, I'd love that. Putting dramatic music over it.
Cool.
The thumbnails, and especially once I got comments, that was really reinforcing, you know. Because people would be like, oh, you've like leveled up your editing skills on this one, or you know, like I really started to get people kind of returning. And so I think yeah, it just goes back to, for the business to be sustainable, I think you have to enjoy it to a degree. And I don't think you would have continued trading for 2 years if you didn't enjoy it to a certain degree.
But that's, yeah, I don't know how I didn't mention that. Yeah, I do love it as well. That is a huge part, to be honest. Yeah, I do really enjoy it. I do enjoy it. I was speaking to JJ about it, who's also doing trading, and he said, I mean, his is a bit more different to me, but he was like, when I'm on the charts, I actually have peace, and I can just like be in my own place. And I was like, oh, interesting. But I'd apply a similar level to me, where I definitely don't wake up and go, oh, this is, I hate this. I definitely do enjoy it.
Yeah, and I think that's what adds to your unique edge, because what is it? The person who enjoys walking will walk further than the person who enjoys the destination.
Yeah.
And I think the thing is with being successful, at least from what I've been told, is it takes like 5 to 10 years or something, you know. Some people do it in 2, you know, some people blow up crazy quick, but those are the outliers, you know.
Yeah.
It takes like 5 to 10 years, as I've been told, just to be clear. So yeah, if you don't enjoy it, and also what are you building? You're building this business to have it a life that you enjoy, you know. So yeah, you want to pick an industry that complements like that intersection between what you're good at, what you enjoy, and what the market wants.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, with the 5 to 10 years, like you don't want to be doing something you don't enjoy. The same with like work, honestly, right? Like a job, not even in a business. Like people are going to be working 9 to 5 for like 5 years or whatever in a job they hate. It's like, it's just not what you want to be doing.
Bro, it goes back to what we were saying last time about how short life is. And do you really want to spend your existence, you know, like 80% of your waking hours in something that you hate, you know? It just makes no sense to me.
No. I was speaking to someone who I shall not name, but they were saying they hate the 9 to 5. And they were like, it's such a waste of time. I think, I don't know if it's just me, or maybe it's not, but
yeah, go on.
When you do like a whole 9 to 5 every day, Monday, Friday, end of the month, and you get like whatever it is, like 2K or 2.5K, and then you get taxed hella, and it's just like, then you like pay your rent. It's just like, I don't know. Obviously, my situation is, it feels weird for me to comment on it because I'm not working, so like I can't say like I'm getting paid to do the PhD, but it really doesn't feel like work. Like I'm very blessed that I enjoy what I'm doing, and it sort of is just a really nice bonus. But hearing like my mate talk about it and how it's a waste of time, and it's like, I don't know, I feel like I don't think I'd like that. I think I'd feel really trapped, honestly.
Bro, that was my experience when I first started working. Yeah. It was terrible, bro. It was really bad.
Yeah. I remember you called me and you were like, you were not happy.
It's awful, bro. It's such a bad position to be in. And I think that's how a lot of the UK population feel, you know? It's like they're working a job and that job is just funding the basics, like their housing, their food, their utilities, their council tax, and then there's nothing left over, and they're like, what the fuck's the point?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like seriously, like it's literally like a rat running on a hamster wheel, you know. You just like working to live. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
And then you try and find you try and find a temporary way out, and you go travel or you go Australia or whatever, and just like have a glimpse of what you don't have, and it's just like back to reality, and it's just like,
right. I think that's why people, myself included, at one point, drink and they pick up like bad habits, like nicotine, whatever, just to deal with life, how shit life is, or can be.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And the thing is I remember I remember talking to ChatGPT about this, and you don't want to numb yourself from the pain of life, because then you take away like a core motivation to get out.
Yeah, it's like the easy life thing, isn't it? Or the hard life, weak man thing.
Yeah,
that's true.
Like you want the pain to be there to motivate you to work to relieve it. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So
definitely.
yeah. Yeah.
No, I agree. I think like things like narcotics and things like that, where people are taking these to sort of forget about everything else, and yeah, like you say, but my point would be, though,
Go on.
if you're not entrepreneurial and the pain is just there, and you're not trying to get out, you're just literally just living with it. Is that a good thing? Because, or like, obviously I'm not saying that doing alcohol and these things is good, but like speaking with my mate about it before, he was like, it's just a thing that makes life easier. And is that inherently a bad thing if it's soothing pain that is going to be there regardless? Like, are the vices, yes, bad for the body, but is that
good for the soul?
Is that just making life easier for the people that have the, you know what I mean? I don't know.
I genuinely take the position that nothing in life is good or bad.
It's just a decision.
It's like the rain to a farmer is good, to someone getting married is bad, but the rain is just the rain.
That's a nice analogy.
The rain is just the rain, and if someone wants to drink, if someone wants to do drugs, to smoke, I'm not judging them. It's just not something that I would do given my priorities right now.
Correct. Yeah.
And everyone's got a different value structure. Does that make sense? Some people, they are genuinely content with like the 9 to 5, and they're genuinely content with living less long if it means they can drink on a Friday. Some people want to die. Like, I've met patients who want to die, and they're like, I'm in so much pain, I would literally rather die. And who am I to say that's wrong? So I don't. Yeah,
Interesting.
I wouldn't put a value judgment on any of this. I don't blame people at all. But it's just, personally, for me, it's not something I can relate to. It's not something I want for myself. But I understand why people do it, for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's interesting with how spiritual are you as a doctor?
How spiritual? I have to say, bro, I am not spiritual whatsoever. Yeah. What?
I thought I'd ask because I was having this conversation with Alexandra yesterday, and it basically went to post-death. And then obviously, as a doctor, you're telling me, people want to die, like they're in pain.
Yeah.
And, just find that interesting, like a doctor's perspective. Do you have any friends that have any sort of, are many religious doctors? Like, do you find?
Yeah, there's plenty of religious doctors, and it's funny, some of the smartest people I know are religious. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. for sure. Like the smartest guys are super religious, you know. I don't know. To be honest, I've been an atheist since I was like 13 or even younger.
Same, to be honest.
Even I thought you were religious.
I'm not really. I'm spiritual.
Okay.
I don't think I'm not religious. I'm definitely not religious.
Okay, interesting.
I have yeah, definitely not set religion. My mum and like granddad like very science sort of chemistry sort of thing. Like so I've never grown up with any of that.
Mm-hmm.
But from like a spiritual side, but like meditations and consciousness, I have a bit of that going on, but no set religion. No.
See, I also meditate, but I don't think you need to be spiritual to see the value in meditation. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. They don't necessarily come as a pair at all.
But perhaps the best adjective to describe me would be agnostic, or I don't know if adjective is the right word, but yeah, I think I'm agnostic. Like my position is I don't believe God exists, but I can't disprove he exists. So, and to be honest, especially the more I learn about, medicine and just life in general, to be honest, it just blows my mind how complex life is, like think at a cellular level, and then think at like the level of the nucleus within the cell, and then think of the DNA, then think of genes, and think of atoms that make up those genes, and then think of the subatomic particles that make up those atoms, and then just think about it goes infinitely deep. And then if you zoom out, it's like the cell forms the human
that's just incomprehensible, isn't it?
That's on the planet, that's in the galaxy, in the universe. Like it's just incomprehensible. And the thing is, it just I don't know. It's just incomprehensible.
I don't think you're supposed to know, to be fair. I think that is
so I could not possibly make a bold claim, such a bold claim to say I know how all this started and how we came to be, because also the thing with human life is that it seems to defy inertia, like everything in the universe tends towards chaos. If you think about that, everything tends towards chaos. Like there's a million ways your room can be messy, but there's maybe 10 ways that your room can be ordered, right? So your room tends towards being messy, and it takes active energy exertion to order it. And this happens with life. Everything breaks down, everything corrodes. Does that make sense? But it seems as though humans have evolved to be more complex and more ordered, right? It's defying inertia, and that's what seems particularly strange. And it's like, I mean, just think about the eye, bro, like and then it's ridiculously ordered.
I was gonna say though, what about inertia as in being still, right? Not doing anything. Is that what you mean?
Inertia, yes. So
just
so I think I may
am I thinking of the wrong thing?
I may have meant to say entropy. Oh, sorry, I meant to say entropy.
Okay.
Entropy is a measure of molecular disorder, randomness, or the unavailability of energy to do work within a closed system. Sorry, I meant
no,
entropy.
Don't worry. Only because you could actually apply it to inertia. But I was just going to say, if it was inertia, which is like stillness and not moving, humans also have a tendency to practice this.
Yeah.
But no.
So yeah, it definitely blows my mind, and I understand spiritual people. For me, I
we'd have to get Lewis on.
We should definitely get Lewis on.
That would be nutty.
For those who don't know, Lewis is our friend from university, and he is extremely spiritual. He goes to the. Is he Buddhist? Is that how you describe?
I think he's like. I think he might be self-proclaimed Buddhist, but grew up Christian.
And he goes to like the monk temples, doesn't he?
He's got a yin yang tattooed on his back.
Yeah. So he's and I think Harry's quite spiritual as well.
A little bit, yeah.
I remember when you guys came over to my flat and you were trying to convince me of like the existence of God, and when I was having a debate with Harry about it. So yeah, I don't know. It's to be honest, it's not something I spend a lot of time thinking about.
That's fair.
Just because I'm so focused on business, that's my. It's funny. A lot of people ask me about my political opinion, or I don't know, even things like just generic things like football. All of these different topics people discuss, I have no opinion at all. No thoughts enter my mind about any of these topics. The only thing I basically think about is business. Yeah. Business, work, my girlfriend.
Yeah.
That's kind of it. I have no other thoughts come to me. I just don't have interest in it. And as well, bro, we should probably set a timer.
Oh yeah. Do you want to do 20 fast?
I'll set a timer for, should we say 10 more minutes?
Yeah. Go on.
Cool. I got this idea from Alex Hormozy, by the way.
Was that a wind-up thing? Like here?
Yeah, so you Alex Hormozy said to get it. So you basically wind it, you set a time that you're going to work for, and then you can't leave your desk until like the time's ended. Unless you need to go to the toilet or something. So yeah, I'll set 10 minutes. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, so I've lost my train of thought.
It was
I hate when this happens. Ooh. Yeah, so we were talking about. Oh, this is what I'm going to say. I had a debate with my girlfriend about this.
Right.
I don't watch the news.
Oh yeah.
I don't watch the news. I don't care about the news. When the news is on, I look away. I remember in the gym they were just playing the news on the TV, and I looked away. And the reason is because I think anything that's not directly within my control, there is literally no point in me thinking about it. Yeah. And if I were to think about it, those are thoughts that are just I could have put towards my business or my relationship or my friendships or the gym, Yeah. Does that make sense? And as well, I think the human brain.
I think I know what you're gonna
say. So the news aggregates the worst news from across the world 24/7, and the human brain. I mean, these 1 in 100 events that the news reports, they would happen 1 in 100 days for when we were hunter gatherers and our brains have evolved. So yeah, we have not evolved to mentally and emotionally process all of this bad news, and I think it definitely has a negative effect on your mental health, right?
Yeah, I was also gonna say it's each to your own, innit? If you're gonna look at it, and it's just gonna depress you and just make you upset or whatever. It's just why watch it? Literally, why watch it?
I think it just makes you pessimistic. It's and the thing is as well, humans have a negativity bias, right? So if taking £10 away from you feels worse than giving £10 to you feels good.
It isn't like 10 to 20 or whatever. Like, I think you have to have double the amount of pain.
I'm not sure about the ratio, but humans have an evolved loss aversion. And I can't remember the exact reason why.
Well, but no, there was a study on gamblers in a roulette wheel, and it was something like whatever the data was, and it was if you lose 100k, it's not the same as winning 100k. It's you've got to win at 200k to have the same level of emotion or whatever to losing 100k. So it's automatically just how your brain is skewed to feel more when you lose than how you win.
And I think the reason is because it is more beneficial from a survival perspective to avoid negative events than it is to acquire positive events. Like it's much better to avoid like getting eaten by a bear or falling off a cliff than it is when you find like food.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
That makes sense. Yeah.
So it's more beneficial to avoid the like low frequency, high magnitude negative events that occur.
I apologize for the background noise, by the way. Is that you or me? I assume that's me.
I think that's you.
Can you hear that? It's like
I can, yeah.
Okay, my bad.
It's all right. We can remove it in post. So anyway, because humans have a negativity bias, the news is incentivized to publish negative content. So you know, how often do you hear like positive events in the news? Like you don't really hear it because no one cares. Like you don't give a shit, and that's how our brains have evolved. So so they have a bias. They have an incentive to post negative content, and they aggregate all of the negative content from across the world 24/7. Like that just can't be a good recipe for your mental health, and there's nothing you can do about it. So it's just you're like detrimenting your mental health, and there's literally no upside.
Yeah. And it's such a classic as well, where you'll like talk to someone and they'll be like, "Oh, have you seen this?" And you're like, "Nah." They're like, "What? You haven't seen this? This is like nuts." And you're like, "Okay, what is it?" And it's just some horror event, which is just like, you know what I mean?
I never watched the Charlie Kirk assassination. I don't know about you.
I did.
Did you? Okay, fair enough. I mean, I can see why.
I think it was sent to some group chat or something.
Yeah. I can see why, but I was just like, why would I watch that? Do you know what I mean? Like, why would I watch it? I don't want to watch it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
if you analyze that is weird, isn't it? Like it is, as in like.
I think I'm not perfect at this whatsoever, but I try and your inputs determine your outputs, right? Like if you eat a shit diet, you're gonna look like shit. And it's the same mentally. You know, if you're consuming just like TikTok videos, the news, Netflix, your thoughts aren't going to be high quality. If you're consuming books and podcasts, you're gonna be more intelligent. You're gonna have higher quality thoughts. You're gonna go further in life. So I really try and filter my inputs. And I'm not perfect at this because I think it's our natural human tendency to seek out like
consume
novelty, easy dopamines, like short form content. We want that, you know?
Yeah.
And you have to fight it, and it's really difficult to fight.
But you really do. You really do.
Bro, you have to fight it. You have to. This is why I actually have a lot of systems in place to stop myself from like going on. Like for example, on YouTube, I have this extension on Chrome that it hides the homepage, so I don't see any recommendations.
Oh, that's nice.
I don't see any recommended videos. Yeah. So when I go on YouTube, so I have to search for something, you know. And I can't like. The only issue with that is I can just turn it off. Like it's really easy to just like 2 clicks, I can turn it off. So actually, I would like a system where I can't turn it off. Do you know what I mean?
I see.
But just stuff like that, you know, I really try and put that in place so I can just think like, so all of my thoughts can just be on business or just, you know,
how's your attention span?
I think it's decent.
I must imagine it's pretty good.
It's not
Especially
as good.
like doctor, you're focusing like in the day as well, like at work,
Mm.
long periods of time.
I definitely think it was better. Yeah, I think it was better. I can focus for an hour quite easily. I'd say my max would be 2 hours, and then I have to do something. But I will say I've had real difficulty. I've been trying to get into reading, and I've been having real difficulty, bro. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. Do you know what? I do think it's book dependent.
Definitely.
Because that one book that I told you about, Thinking in Bets by Annie Duke, I really enjoyed that book. And like that book wasn't that difficult to read, you know? And I think a mistake I made is I was just reading books that other people recommended, rather than books where I was actually interested in the subject matter, you know? So I think there's a bit of that involved as well. But I don't know. I'm still trying to optimize. Like, I'm like trying to read. I want to read, but it's just it is a difficulty, and I think I've definitely conditioned my brain to just like watch YouTube videos and there's loads of animations and just it's easy dopamine.
So reading as a PhD student is huge. I have to read, like, realistically, I should be reading multiple papers a week, which are like whatever 24, 30 pages, like, and taking in the information and synthesizing it into how I can use this literature. So for me, I've found since starting the PhD, I've read less of in my free time of books I'm interested in, but I'm reading more just academic literature. So it's weird. I don't know what to say because I think for me, it's like, I guess I'm taking an easier way out because I really can't be bothered at night to then read more. It's like, that would be just like, nah, I literally don't want to do that. But then before the PhD, I was like, yeah, reading because I don't read much. But now I'm operating from I'm reading all the time, that it's kind of jarring. So I don't know. We've definitely got different, just our lifestyles are different in terms of reading. But I found myself, I just have to do it. So for me, it's something I have to do.
I guess theoretically you could just put the PDF into ChatGPT and get ChatGPT to read it for you. Do you do that? I
normally go over my thoughts at the end and double check my reasoning, but fundamentally I fell into this trap when I had my first supervision, where you just need to know it. You just straight up need, when you're asked point blank, like, you know, blah 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 data or whatever, you just need the ChatGPT. Just reading the summary hasn't got that nuance and that, you know, rich detail. And I'll literally say to you, like, why did they do this experiment? And if ChatGPT didn't bring up, you just don't know, and you just blank, and it is the worst feeling. So you need to read everything and make sure you know it. Otherwise, when you're writing something, you have to be able to justify everything, and ChatGPT just doesn't give you that level of articulation of why, basically. I heard the timer go off.
Yeah. I was literally about to say, bro, this has been a great episode, I have to say. I think we really went deep on this episode, man.
Yeah, no, we did. No, great episode, bro. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, sure. We'll talk a little bit after. I'll end it now.
Yeah.
But if you were watching till the end, thank you so much. Please like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.